My friends, welcome to another live stream, and I thank each and every one of you for coming along to hang out with me today. Got an Evil X noise in the ear straight away here. Okay, I'm going to read noises in the ear in just a minute. I want to have a little chat with you, okay? I had a moment of negativity earlier today, which I managed to get myself out of. And I talk a lot about how you think and feel about things, how you interact with yourself, what are you saying to yourself in your own mind. You've been here before, you know we have these chats from time to time. And I kind of hit that wall that I've been able to tear down many times over the years. There were times when, you know, I would feel really bad about a live stream, okay? I'm going to go and live stream later today. Oh, I don't feel like I got the creativity. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be interesting. And, you know, you have always been there to support me, and that has actually helped me in a journey of, like, assessing those thoughts and realizing how they're not entirely rational, and that you can think yourself into a different strategy for what you're going to do. So, earlier today, I was struggling with creativity stuff. I had loads of little jobs to do. I was just juggling everything, thinking, how am I going to get anything done? Oh yeah, I've got a live stream later today. I had this plan to do some creative building. I'm not going to be able to build and do all this stuff. I just don't have the creative juice, right? And then I realised that, listen to this. This is just negative self-talk. You're telling yourself all the things you can't do. And if there's one thing I've learned, live streams are amazing, because every time I do one, loads of awesome people tune in. We have a great time together. And so over time, it has very much become like a very positive thing for me to look forward to over and over again. So I thank you. I thank you all for making it a positive thing with me. I do appreciate it. I appreciate it ever so much. Why does that chest not have a lid on it? That makes no sense. Just noticed that, look. It's missing a lid. So yeah, anyway, I managed to like interrupt that train of thought. And I was like, no, wait a minute. I'm going to set myself a standard here. It doesn't matter what we do in this stream, okay? I am going to try and get creative. And if it doesn't yield anything, then that pressure in my mind of, oh, I need to produce, I need to create because I'm a creative type. It's, you know, we're going to throw all of that out of the window. Whatever happens, happens. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to listen to the remaster of the Command & Conquer soundtrack. And we're going to hang out and chat. And we're going to make the most of it. Okay? And so, you know, I didn't know I'd be saying all of this to you, right? It just hit me as soon as I was about to start. I just felt like I wanted to get that off my chest. You know? Opportunity to let yourself go, says Blocks. Yeah, that's it. If you're going to come to something that you're committed to, like I have a commitment to my live streams. If I'm going to bring some sort of like negativity with it, like what is the rationality behind that? The rationality behind it is that I am worried about not being productive and not reaching some sort of objective, which would be to like walk away from this stream with all you entertained and having some amazing towers built, right? That might not happen. Like the creative building is hard. I do it quite often, and it sometimes takes like an hour to get going, and then all of a sudden you've got a groove and a rhythm and you're putting stuff together and it all works. Doesn't always work like that, and so we've got a short live stream today, and it might not happen. We might not build anything of value, but that's fine. We'll lower that expectation, because expectations, they can lead to disappointment. So if the expectation is about playing some silly computer game and putting blocks in a world, that's not something that I need to create disappointment about, right? You know, if it was something real life with real life consequences, then you need to take that burden on and deal with it. But it's not. It's just a silly computer game. I mean, it's not silly. It's a beautiful computer game. Let's get real. It's a beautiful, wonderful computer game. Anyway, I should probably set the premise for what we're doing in this stream now, right? And Spooky Dokie is joining us, and possibly some other peeps. So if you're part of our LPMT server, you are welcome to come and join me. I don't know if Spooky can, but everyone should be able to build on my plot. So let's see if Tide over here can help. Can you place blocks in the plot? Show us. Yes, amazing. Right, so what I've gone and done is I've laid out these stone block shapes. They're squares. And the idea is that I want to build towers that have this amount of room free on the inside. So if you imagine this coming up vertically, that's space that I want access to. The reason I've set this out is because I want to build some of the less interesting farms like cocoa bean, sugar cane, cactus. They'll mostly all fit inside of this kind of space with room to spare properly. So we want to build these tower designs. Now, these towers are not going to have landing bays. I've decided these will be towers without them because we don't actually have a lot of towers without landing bays. We want to make these focus on you know, having a ground entrance so we can build a network of paths to link them up, just to do something different, you know. I feel like the base needs a bit of that balance. Daslunian says, is there a server IP? LPMT is a private community. If you're part of it, it's in the Discord in the private IPs section. So that's how you can get to it. No landing bay, how will you get in, says Zenrock? We'll have paths linking them up at the bottom. So all of my towers, or some of them, have paths on the ground to link them up. The wall tower we did recently is an example of that. It's got both. Yeah, so it will have a path leading it up, you know? Now let's see, we've got 2,300 people tuning in. I've got to do my best to build today, right? I didn't expect that many just for some creative building. You know, usually if I do a live stream and I start creative building, we'll have some people like, this isn't for me, and tune out, which is fine. Like, I don't have a problem with that. One of the towers I really wanted to do actually was going to be cylindrical at some point. I wanted to build a very cylindrical tower. I thought for a second there I might have marked this out wrong. If I had, that would be a shame because, you know, if I haven't made it clear, I don't know if you're listening or watching, it's the space on the inside that I need. So inside the stone bricks need to be preserved is the idea. From up here it would appear that that is the very center. Let's just mark it with a good old honey block. Gonna stand here. We're gonna / hollow cylinder. I forget the specifics here. Is it like stone and then you put the number in? Yeah, that's it, but that's too big. At least I know I got it correct. So probably something like 11. Yeah, I tell you what, I might just say let's allow the corners. The other thing you got to realise, if you're going to build a tower upwards, sometimes you want the base to be bigger. Let's not actually change the rules, just because that looks nice. Let's mess around with this a bit. So, another thing I can do here is actually put in a even number. This is something I never used to do. I used to put odd numbers because you'd have a central block, but you can actually have, like, if you look at it now, it's 2 2 and then 1 1 2 2. So you can actually put in those kind of numbers, and this will be odd over here. So we're going to work with that as a base, I think. Right, so the peeps saying pre-release 4 is released. Yep, I didn't know they'd be doing a pre-release 4. I tried to look at the changelog a minute ago. I'm going to look at it again now just to see what it is. I'm not going to drop what I'm doing to make another pre-release video. I kind of made this rule for myself a long time ago that, like, I need to stop letting what I think is important get in the way of, you know, having a rational day, because I got stream commitment, I've got a meeting after this, and if I just drop it all to make a pre-release video, it just feels so stressful. Now I'm loading the website and it's not actually showing pre-release 4 on it at all. Oh, you can find the patch notes in the launcher, they're saying. Ah, yeah. So there is a tweaked hostile spawn rate, and then there is quite a few bugs. And a couple of these bugs are actually older. I look at the bug numbers as a hint to see, you know, what update they're from. And then a lot of them are probably from the last couple of snapshots. Just having a quick look at them. It doesn't look like a critical bug fix. It looks like they're just doing a little bit more work and chucking another one out. Which to me would suggest that maybe the release date is sooner than later. And that they want to keep, if they can, get those bug fixes out there and see how the game plays for everyone, you know? Right. Noises in the ear. We've got a tremendous amount of support here. Miss Lucia for 2 months. The Killer Duck 07 for 2. Legacy 642 for 20. Randy Nicole for 62 months. The one and only Mixanu is here for 14, saying bonk. Dan Hampton 7 with the Prime. TBOX1 for 3 months. For some reason, oh, it's because it kind of almost looks like Xbox One, right? PlayStation 5 release. 9 PM, okay? I'm not a gamer, okay? I don't play computer games, shut up. I'm not a gamer. I'm curious, you know? I'm curious, I want to see what the PlayStation 5 is going to be all about, you know? I've had a PlayStation 1, I've had a PlayStation 2, I've had a PlayStation 3, had a PlayStation 4. I'm not a gamer, don't call me a gamer, jeez. K. Lydic is here with the Prime. Astronaut Tuner is here subscribing. Baronium is here with the Prime. Twilight Purple 83 for 7 months. We got Snickless. Official Jaden for 2 months. Onagos for 5. Verhera for 2. Dang, I wasn't expecting such a great speech right at the beginning here. Yeah, on the speech at the beginning, right? About that. I have been streaming for years, and doing that made me comfortable with casual talk. In that time, I have always been taking on, you know, advice. Not advice aimed at me, just people who put advice out there, self-help material. I watch videos about mental health, I listen to audiobooks, whatever. And I think it over and over again in my mind, and I try and drill the concepts in so that I can draw on them when I need them. And then lately, I think there's just been this link where the two have like come together, and now I'm finding myself able to talk about both of those things. So a lot of the stuff that I talk about in the streams, like I thought them over a lot in my mind beforehand. And I think if you want to do something like this, you want to talk to people, be a public speaker, or just chat over live streams, right? Like, it's not a thing that you're just gonna have. Some people might have a natural inclination to it, but you're going to have to like build a skill set. And I think I've just built that skill set without realizing it, right? I've thought over these concepts in my mind, and I've been chatting to people on a live stream for ages. And then all of a sudden the two meet, and it's like, there we go. So anyway, if you have anything you want to achieve, you know, then you have to work towards it. Basically, you know, like this concept called the skill stack. You have to build skills to be able to do things. And like I've just done that unintentionally. But another thing I did was like try and play guitar, right? So then I had to build those skills. I had to practice and learn. But yeah, think about life that way. What do you want to achieve? What do you need to practice and do to get there? The Emperor 3141 is here with cheers and bits, saying, "Hi Asuma, I watch you on Hermitcraft and I really enjoy your content." The Emperor, I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. Thank you for those cheers and bits. I was making a Hermitcraft episode earlier today. There'll be one coming out tomorrow. Lots of Pyros here subscribing. DWM7721 with the Prime. Fanto Curito for 12 months. Nice to see some more of your creativity. Oh yeah, that one block. Look at my creativity. One block. Jeez. I'm messing with you. Thank you for your support. 12 months, by the way, 1 year. Monkey J8 with the Prime. Pokemonic for 5 months. The Eternal Turtle with the Prime. McBlueberry 1011. Pickle Rick 127 for 5 months. And Broham 7896. Thank you everyone for your tremendous support. And look at this, you know, we're 15 minutes into a stream. I've barely done anything. I've got loads of tremendous support. I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support. This is what I was talking about earlier, right? I can come here and have a great time all year. What am I worrying about? What's all this negativity I've got in my head? Let's see what we can do now if we turn our attention to a little bit of creative building. Now that's weird because the other one got placed in the ground and I've gone up by 1 block. Is it because I was standing up? Well, it wasn't because I was standing up. Why did the first stuff get placed underground? Now that's just weird. The height difference is a thing. Right, so it would be... Hang on a second, like... Can I also, like, do a height? I think I just did a height thing. Okay, now I know how to add height. There's me thinking, like... You know, how do I make height come into this? Okay, I've already got some ideas, like, straight away, like, come into mind. But I think we have to figure out the height of this thing. And it's kind of, like, a massive amount. Do you know what? I'm going to break my own rules a little bit, because one of the things I like to do is to create bone block bases that are slightly smaller than the tower. But let's say we ignore that just for a minute, because that's going to slow us down. Let's get a height for this thing that feels like really kind of like it suits the site. This is massive. Maybe I should have made these plots smaller. I've got to admit it. I feel like the tower size is going to be too big. Okay, here's a little trick. I'm actually going to break my own rules a little bit here and just go with what feels like it looks right, you know. So if we go air 12 and then was it 30 blocks up? Yeah, we kind of remove everything. Look, and it did the ground. Why are you doing the ground? I do not know. So I'm going to break my own rules a bit. We're just going to take what we're doing and roll with it. So we give ourselves a little bit of off the ground space. We go back to this design and let's actually make this thing... I'm going to go with 9. Okay. Now that gives me significantly less room to put a farm, but it can be stacked vertically. So that height might not ever really be a problem. Now, the thing I want is kind of like more blocks in the corner. I'm going to make this one bigger and see if it does what I want it to do. So we make that 10. And, oh, it actually has. It's actually expanded the way I'd like it to. It looks less cylindrical though. So let's now mess about with this idea. I'm going to put in... We're going to pretend we're at the midway point. I'm going to put in like some edge, some like extra lines to break things up. Just want it to not look too flat so we can see where it's starting at. Okay, so from going from here to there, we're going to push it into this block. And so I think we'll go up 3 at a time maybe? 3 seems like a good pace. Let's go... I actually just did everything there wrong. Shift what I think it is. Oh, it shifts the region, right. What I actually wanted to do was... Let's fill that back in. So we count up 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go another 3, and we're going to move by 1. Oh, lighting bugs. Ugly, ugly lighting bugs. Basically, what I need to do is shift everything up together. So 1, 2, 3 again. And then another 1, 2, 3. Was that actually 3 to the top? Oh, I guessed correctly then. Right, so that right there is kind of like mirrorable on each side. When you have something that's mirrorable, if that's even a proper term, you want to... Actually, there's a quicker way of doing this I've learned over time. Right, if I'm in line with that bit there and I go... I think it's cell 1. Select 1. Pause. Pause 1. Then I come over here. And the other bit I kind of want to get to is about here. So I then need to go up. Hopefully I was low enough. We'll do pause 1 again, okay? It's a bit... This is supposedly a bit better than just... you know, like placing a block to make the corner selection. So we come down here and do the classic copy. We rotate by 90, and then we paste minus A. That's actually the bad way to paste, now that I think about it. We actually need... Ugh. Okay, so we need like a double undo. And try that again. I got no idea why it would do that. That is, like, it's copied part of the region, but not all of it. Like, what's going on with that? And it does appear to have connected to the correct spot up top, so we'll just roll with it for now. It'd be nice if there were like some quick shorthands or shortcuts to do something like that. Like, just whatever the blocks you're built, like maybe what if it were like slash set I don't know, set I, right? I, for whatever reason, means whatever's in your hand. Set H. So you could do slash set H, and it would just pick the block in your hotbar, because you quite often want to just use that command when you're working with the materials of your build palette, of which the build palette will be in your hotbar at the time. So that's kind of like got a interesting shape to it. This bit up here didn't get copied either. That might have been my own fault though. Yeah, so I'm just going to look at chat for a minute here. Pos 2 is a bit low. Yeah, it probably was. You should use Bling Edit. It's way more intuitive. Bling Edit is actually based off of World Edit, so, and I've used World Edit before. So rather than learn something new. Also, playing on a Spigot server, it might not be compatible. We got a noise in the ear. It's Aaron Aber for 2 months. We got Float Sam 78 for 5, and X Glek UW is gifting a sub to Mr. Polymath. Thank you for supporting our community, dude. Appreciate it. Thalulu says that looks bad. It's just a start. Now you see what I do at this point is I try to like tell where more lines would appear or where I would go from here. So part of what I'm thinking is some sort of shape like this that comes over these sides. It's quite a common thing I do when I build like this, and I often get like a little bit disappointed that I find and see the same shapes quite often, but I've realized you kind of need that to make your builds consistent. Like, I've established the build palette and the design of these towers, and they're going in a direction, and each time I build something, I have this kind of instinct for it to be different. But in a way, they kind of actually will benefit greatly from being similar. So, you remember what we did a moment ago where we did the whole positioning thing? We're going to do it this way this time. So that's going to be our first. Oh, actually, I need to do something a little different here before I do what I was about to do. If I go to that block, and we go down here, we're going to copy, rotate 180. Oh, I'd love it. I should set up macros for World Edit for these common commands that I use. Like, that would be terrific. Now that should paste with no issues. That was a pretty solid edit. Yeah. Right, so we've repeated it on all sides. This is going to be... Ah, I see. I see. There was one problem. There we go. And if you had a command like set hand or whatever, like you could just press up, and if you swap the material in your hand, it would kind of catch it, right? Do you have any plans for 1.16? Says B Man Cats. Yeah, just to enjoy playing it on Hermitcraft, you know. Okay, so I like that, and now we're going to do another selection thing. You know, there is another way to do selections, which is to count an additional amount of space. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's a block missing over there. We'll fix that. So if I expand 7, and then expand 7, we're going to create a region for the whole area. Now, what I want to do next... It's going to be a little bit tricky because I need to get this bit right. I think I'm going to go with 2s. I tend to like working with 3s, right? Or 1s, like odds and evens. This time, I'm going to go with a little bit of that, I think. Now, do I want to pull that down here? There's a gazillion ways I could do what I'm doing right now. We're going to lose... The corner's going to be difficult. But I want to create like a honey window thing that loops over and over again. And I think... The problem is probably that it's just too much like that. So I could go for something a little less frequent. Hey X, how's your stomach ache now? Says Axel. It's fine, it wasn't really much of an ache, it was just I ate too much, you know. Yeah, corners actually always make taking like something on a flat surface and duplicating it around the edges. It always makes that tricky. Now, what if we could perhaps start from this position and actually embrace that? And maybe even... No, that's not going to add what I'm looking for. So that's the middle. Which means essentially I have to do that. Not looking good at all, actually, for those corners. I think I kind of want to get rid of this flat diagonal here. But what could I replace it with? Let's... maybe... Yeah, I'm not really seeing what I'd do here at all right now. Remember I said, like, building can be slow? This is when it's slow, like when the ideas just don't quite manifest as you'd like them to. Let's actually embrace this sort of dangling it off the corner effect. Kind of actually works to bring that corner there together, so we'll leave that as is, and then considering that's on the edge, we don't want to put honey blocks there. It will look odd being on the side. It kind of like leaves you with that, if you want to keep it all sort of wrapped up neat. Anyway, let's have a look. So we're going to expand by 2 blocks, is what we're going to do. I need to come in here, though. Oh, do you know what I could do? I could ditch the one in the middle. Yeah, I'm going to ditch the one in the middle. And let's get a block over here. Put some honey in front of it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stack it by 4. So we have 5 in total. So it don't look so great. But we need to figure out now how we do something different with this. And I can't help but feel it kind of looks alright here, but then not on the corner. So what if I just completely pulled that out on a couple of these? Yeah, that'll... problem is I've gone for 5, right? So 2, 2, and 1. Maybe I just embrace that and break this one out here. And what I will need to do is then attach the final bit like this. I think. So that kind of makes it look a little bit more passable. There are some other towers being built here as well. This is a different approach altogether, just going straight in for detail, which I like. Very big and open over here, lots of glass windows. I haven't actually put windows in as a feature in my towers at all, really. Right, we've got noises in the ear. The 7 Miner is here for 4 months saying, I don't always make the streams, but I'm glad I could get here today. Well, glad to have you with us, the 7 Miner. Appreciate you coming by, and I hope you're having a good time. We got Bell Steven, Bell Steven, with cheers and bits, saying, do you think Hermit Quest Rifts will make a comeback? All the updates since the last season, there'll be a lot of cool stuff you guys could do. You know, it's sitting there, it's just something we never get around to playing, so it's really up to Iskall if we ever play it again, I think. But thank you for your cheers and bits, so I appreciate it. Miles Smile, or Miles Smile? Miles Mile has subscribed to Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What's the point of building in creative? To me, it's a waste of time, says Camille. Well, I mean, look at what we built so far. Would you build that in survival to tear it down and go, oh, I want to make some changes? Like, the point of building in creative is that it takes forever to come up with a great design. Like, if you try and build something straight away in survival, the time it takes to build something like this in survival, I mean, I'm not joking around here, but if you picked the towers, any one of them that I've built so far, with exception to the ink and the magma tower, right? That would probably take me half a season just to come up with in survival. Like, the amount of trial and error and iterations you have to go through, it's insane. And now I've just spotted something that I think, oh no, actually it's... Okay, I was going to make a modification that I don't actually think will work now. Another thing I think's going to look good through here is if we actually take that and then let's just 11. Oh, that's actually perfect. It's not much of a detail, but like it kind of adds some depth, I think. Well, you barely see it. Okay. Have ideas. So this front here feels a little bit flat, but we might be able to offset that by making the side over here kind of different. So on this side, we're actually going to break away from what we're doing on the other side. And we've got these lines coming down like this, right? I could come one further over here. Although, no, probably not. And then what I want to do is I kind of want something to bulge out here, but in my experience, like when you do a bulge, you kind of want the space for the shape itself to be what's bulging, and like not to have it come through another shape. Is tend to what I avoid. So let's go to about here and start to build out a bulge. So that's like one above that. So we'll come over here and we'll go... The reason I do that is because I like to be efficient. I don't want to have like, I don't want to be placing blocks. You know, when I rebuild this, I want to know where the space can be, if that makes sense. To be fair though, like when we're building it, you can kind of figure it out as you go. It's kind of like obvious sometimes. It's like, oh, don't need to put a block there. Right, so we've gone for freeze so far. I have a weird feeling... Now this here probably ain't going to look good unless it's like a single one, but we'll try it. See, that don't look nice. You need to see that, like, that space between the shapes. So let's come back to here. Do that. Whoopsie doopsie. And we got a sub bomb here. It's Taztig for 3 subs, gifting them to Trek 12035, Marine Man 1234, and Jazzy Justin 22. Thank you for tuning in, peeps, and thank you Taztig for supporting our community with those gifted subs. Very kind of you to do so. Appreciate it. So quite frankly, where it has the one there, it just looks silly. Oh yeah, there's another thing. We can actually get rid of some of those hidden away behind as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Now I think what it's lacking at this point in time is probably like some color variation. And I think I know where to put some color variation. I think from those blocks to those blocks we'll... like that. Kind of works for me. Maybe I'll even color code it to whatever's on the inside. And maybe actually something brown if we put a cocoa bean farm in there, you know. My name is Jack, says that looks Poogers. Poogers. I don't really know what Poogers means, but thanks. I think. I kind of now feel like this here looks really redundant when I look across. What does it look like if we actually detach this? I didn't think of doing that, you see. And now I'm thinking about more honey blocks. That actually looks way nicer. Yeah, this is like, you know, Not my finest tower, I'd say, definitely, but it's going somewhere now. And we've got to make it go somewhere further. So what I'm going to do now, let's come to about here. Okay, and do that. Come over here. Do this. Then we're going to move it up by about 20 blocks. Okay, next thing to do is going to be tricky, is what it is. I think. Or is there a way I can get this done? We'll give it a shot. If it turns out it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world, right? There's a couple of very tricky world edits we've got to do now. Okay, so we're going to do that. Come in here. Place a few blocks of glowstone. Stand on this thing. $180 and then paste. Bam! So, it looks like I kind of forgot to extend a bit of the shape. That's fine. Now, is it me or is it not actually pasted that correctly? Oh no, it has. Yes. Okay, that bit's there. Right. I can see why this is like tricky to get done right, but we will be able to get it done right. Why did it not copy the... Why did it not copy the glowstone, but it copied this bit? That's odd. I can understand that it missed this, right? Because this comes out by an extra block and there's honey there, but why did it not copy the glowstone? A couple of times the copy and pastes seem a bit funky to me. Anyway, what we got to do now is take this section, I think, from here to there, and do some copy and paste and rotate and all that again. So if we go and copy and then we rotate by 90 first of all, we shall then paste and then we shall rotate 180 and then we shall paste. And what did it do? It did that bit? Did I didn't like just select. Okay, I think World Edit is funky. I'm pretty sure I selected it like that, right? Let's try it again, okay? We copy, we rotate 90, we paste. We rotate 180, and then we paste. And now it's done a little bit there. What? Okay, so something's wrong with it. What if I do paste again? Try. Wait, there we go. Assumer, do you have a G mask on? I don't know what a G mask is, so I'm going to assume I don't. We got a donation in Noise in the Ear from Night Reaper 1989 saying, "Is that Frank Klepacki I hear? Top tunes." It is, my friend. Thank you for the donation. We're listening to the soundtrack, the remastered soundtrack that came out a few days ago. With the, if you haven't heard this, you're going to be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. If you're a fan, the remastering of Red Alert and Command & Conquer, which has been handled incredibly well, including the music. The music side of it has just been done fantastically. There's remastered soundtracks, like extra little tracks that got lost added into the game. And Frank and his band, the Tiberian Suns, doing like a selection of the songs as a metal band, which is really cool. Okay, 90. Paste. That time it worked. Cool. No more getting slowed down. Let's get this done. So now we got that look extended over those two sides. How did we do this on the opposite again? We just linked it up like that. Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure everything's good on all sides, which I think it is. And I've got to admit it, I feel like this middle section might be a little bit on the small side. Anyway. Okay, now here comes the big edit, right? This is where we've got to get things absolutely right. By the way, speaking of the music and the Command & Conquer remaster, right? This weekend, we're going to do 2 live streams. We're going to play Red Alert on both of them. And I'm going to have an absolute blast. I've been looking forward to it since I knew I was going to stream it, right? I've actually been looking forward to playing Red Alert again for years, but now we're doing it through the remaster. So we're streaming that here on the weekend. It'll probably be like an early morning to midday stream. Okay, let's expand by 13. Now the next bit might actually be really difficult to get correct. Oh man, I'm actually really going to struggle with this next bit. Like, it's going to be very interesting, but because I don't think I've ever done an edit like this before. Okay, we're going to copy. We're going to rotate by 0, and then we're going to go into a different axis and go 180, and then paste. Now this could be a complete disaster. Oh, it looks like I got the correct axis, and the placement is actually perfect. Well then. I mean, did you have any doubt? Did you have any doubts? I'm going to make a change that's just like revealed itself to me, okay? This change, it came to me in a dream. I had a vision. No. We are replacing the white con with the grey con. No, it's always the other way one. It's always the other one. Ooh. Ooh, that's added something to it. Hey look, I left that block there and it got flipped, remember? See? Now I think that's really cool, but I feel like it lacks height. So we could expand the middle section further. Oh look, there's actually a problem with it. I can fix that. We could expand the middle section more, or we could elongate the top and the bottom. And I can't help but feel that elongating the top and the bottom will look really cool. See, now people like it. Okay, you give it a bit of time and it goes somewhere. That's what happens with these builds. They need a little bit of time to adjust. Excuse me. Hey, look. Hey, look. Can I make a trade? Let's trade. Let's trade, homie. This right here is cool. This is the closest to my build style right here. I like this. Following actually a lot of the same sort of principles I would do. Like what I wouldn't do is have something like... Actually, that would probably fit in. But like, I'd never have 2 colours at the same level. If that makes sense. So this is very much in my style. Spooky Dokie says thanks. Oh, awesome. This is your Spooky. Cool. Yeah, that's looking great. One thing I will say, though, for these towers is I feel the need to avoid, like, complete symmetry. As you can see here, something different on this side than on the other side. Anyway, so what we've got to do is make some markers, really. For what I'm doing, that will be fine. Let's go around to the other corner. That'll be fine again. So now we're going to expand by, like, I forget how many it was. And then move by 1. Alright. Now we go up by 2 blocks. Okay, we're leaving these little markers here to make our life easier. Wait, did what I just do work? I guess that's outside. I'll fix it manually. There's actually, yeah, I can see a few things that have gone a bit funky here and there. Let's just make this next bit work, okay? Why did it remove the block below it? That would stack to there. How very odd. So yeah, going around and fixing things manually, there you go, you know. We can do that. We just got to keep our eye on it. At this level here. So yeah, look, this for some reason lost 2 blocks there. That I don't understand. We lost 2 blocks there again. No, that actually goes there. There's those missing 2 blocks, and I guess they're missing here as well. Right, so if we elongate the top and the bottom, I think we're going to hit the mark for this tower. One thing I will say though is, is what I'll say. I can't help but feel like maybe we should make the whole middle bit bigger as well. Let's try the whole stacking thing again, okay? If I go just about here, I think I'm going to get this right. Let's hope I get this right. Let's just try and make our lives a bit easier for a second. I'm going to set a position there. The other one I'm going to set all the way around this side and below the tower, right? Now, I want to expand this thing, I think, by 3 blocks. So let's go... No, sorry, move. Is that right? Have I done that correctly? I have. Cool. Okay, so now we need a more precise edit this time. I'm going to take here, and it's about 7, 8... Whatever, we'll go with 9. We'll expand 9, so it's more than enough in both directions. We're going to expand downwards by 2, and then we're going to stack it by 1. So we just created that floor and then stacked it again. Now, I was going to get rid of this, but I might actually keep it. Oh yeah, look, also, this thing hasn't actually replaced that material. And I think actually I prefer it being yellow. Like, that line is there, but maybe it being broken up is a good thing. And maybe we just keep it for this, so it tells the story that it's there. So let's remove that and see what we think about it now. Yeah, it's just a bit bigger overall now. And I like that. I like that a lot. And I'm going to edit this all manually just because it's not a lot of work. And sometimes going to each side and just changing something you've done. Oh, look, it didn't do it properly over here. That's fine. That's fine. We'll manage because I'm going to do a big edit. Yeah, world edit is funky for some reason. It's funky. Maybe there's like a chunk border here. No. Replace yellow with honey and sea lanterns. Nah, we've already got honey lanterns over there. This is some good like contrast. Don't want to use too many of the same materials, right? Yeah, that world edit, it's funky, alright, but we'll get this middle section finalized. We'll make some adjustments to the top, then we're going to flip the design, and we'll get close to something that I'd call finished. It won't be finished, but it'll be close. Maybe I actually made the mistake, because it's the same on both sides. Then again, I think... No, that doesn't make sense either. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, middle section looks good and clean except on these sides. We're going to remove this over here and potentially completely redo a lot of this. So what looks wrong about this to me is that we don't have... We're gonna do this from the top and flip it to the bottom. We don't have this, like a line going across like that. And I'm not sure if we actually need one or not, but we'll mess about with it. We're going to do that. Remove this. That means 2 blocks on either side, right? Like that. Yeah, okay, I can see where this goes now in my head. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now what if I were to make it a bit bigger? So we got that 2, then we got 5, then we got this. Which would make the bottom here. It's going to be mirrored though, remember. Well, the line's there. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 down here. And that gives us 5 blocks in the middle. Kind of looks like a little bit plain now, like maybe it needs that kind of actually fills that space reasonably well. I think it feels like it could just do with like an extra detail. Do you know what we haven't put in this build? We haven't put sea lanterns in it, right? Let's go. Ooh. Just the one, you know. Don't really see unless we put like that, yeah. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So yeah, okay, that looks like the design we're gonna go with, right? Now what we need to focus on next is the top area. This whole thing's going to get like a reconfiguring. Oh, and I guess another question is, are we going to bring that up from there? Probably will. Gives it more of an overall connection. Yeah, we're going to do that. Right, we got noises in the air. We got Astronaut Tuna gifting a sub to Lesnet Queen. Thank you for gifting that sub, Astronaut Tuna. Appreciate it. Thank you for supporting our community. Hugo Room is here for 2 months, and Coffee Laxatives is here with the Prime. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate the support as always, peeps. Some much needed water. Oh man, that's good. I think I need some more in a minute. I gonna want to get this finished now. Like, we've built a tower. Essentially, I've just got to hammer out the rest of it that's in my head. Let's go back here though for a second. I want to make sure I get rid of all the unused gaps. Yeah, I mean I could get really crazy with this and even get rid of that, right? That's technically not being used. So to rebuild this, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, and then we're going to go. Oh wait, is it? Let's build this up. This is tricky now. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. One more. Excuse me, bit of a mouth burp there. Digesting my food. Dude, I'd love to see Asuma's take on Season 7, but I can't handle all his uploads. Well, I upload 2 episodes of Hermitcraft a week. If that's too fast for you, then there are the recaps on the second channel. If you want to watch the best of videos, you know. Get like a catch up on it all. Yeah, I think using this makes sense now. So that's me breaking a lot of blocks because I'm building this up manually. Right. So that comes up to this height. Okay, and then we've got to do a 5 again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Might as well use a bit of this now. And then it'll be another 2, 3, 4, 5, and then over. I think. Let's hope that I got that correct. Okay, let's use the old set command again. We've got the middle here to do. We've got a spot, that's a very, that feels like a cursed image. Like, what is that? That's like a hexagon in Minecraft. I mean, we know that circles shouldn't exist, but now we've got a hexagon. It never happened, peeps. It was never there. Let's never speak of it again. Never again. Right, so from here to here, we will go with the grey concrete. That's it. So now you can see that that really, really extends it like crazy. Crazy! Crazy extension. Oh! Redonkulous extension. Some would say it's too much! You've gone too far! You're breaking the rules of Minecraft. Right, the next bit is going to be an absolute pain in the bum now I think about it, because we've got two different designs to work with, so I think I can see a way to do this, a cheeky way. Let's start with, well, I guess actually we go there. And then we want to expand 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to wing this. I think I can get away with going copy, rotate 90, paste. Alright, and that has put it on all sides, and it looks good from the inside. And from the outside, I think I didn't need to change anything, just this one over here. Just that one right there. And that's a doozy. Ah! Got it wrong. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So now, we gotta do the big flip. The big flip. Just sounds so important, but it's not. Okay, the big flip will be... you're kind of like big time off. The big flip is big time off. What I could do is actually just... This is another method for creating selections. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 21 I think, but we'll go, because we don't need to be that sensitive with the amount of space, and then upwards, I don't know, 33, alright. So now we're going to have to go position ourselves in where I think is roughly the middle. Oof, okay. I think it's about here. So, copy. That's not copy. Rotate 0, 180. And paste. Fingers crossed. Hope it all went well. Can't tell right now if it went well or not. I don't think it did though. Looks like we need to be higher by about a block. Or maybe not actually. Maybe 2. That's... What? There's a gap over on this side. Okay. It didn't paste properly. Like why? Why? We got noises in the ear. We got... Juice here. Juice. With 2 months of support. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Well, that is annoying. Like, why? Why do that? Let's go and manually fix things. It's also like, just double, triple check. Ah, why would you even? I need to mirror how it is at the top. But I think, you know, with exception to having a couple of quirks, or a lot of quirks, it's a lot. Some serious quirkiness going on right here, isn't there? I'm gonna have to rebuild the whole thing. Is this on like a chunk border? What's weird is that it's not. If there were a chunk border there, you'd be like, uh-huh. Detective Asuma is on the case, solving that problem. But no. So, also, these little lines here are missing, aren't they? And they go like that on all the other sides. Oh! Oh! Playing mind games with me now. That is just not cool. Trying to trip me up. Trying to trip me up. Or is it? Wait a minute, 4? Oh god, here we go. So that's like a 5. I guess we're counting it from... I guess so, yeah. So it'll be a 4, then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So technically, you could argue that I've built that little bit there off by 1 block, but I'm just going to leave it like that, you know. On the grand scheme of things, I think it works. And we got this bit here that's messed up. That doesn't have sea lanterns. It didn't paste the sea lanterns. Why? Look, top and bottom, no sea lanterns. So strange. It's very strange. There's also more to it than that. Wait! The whole side's wrong. Ah! We'll figure that one out in a bit. So we've got the 2 blocks there, and the 4 blocks here. Right, and all this side is correct. So let's get rid of this mangled masher nonsense. And start making this thing correct. Bit annoying when World Edit ain't working. It's a tool to be relied upon. Okay, that's actually the correct line. Right there, so this is it. We got it. Right, more noises in the air. Junite is here for 7 months. Stefan RBK for 12, 1 year right there. And it's Jackals is here with Cheers and Bits saying, hey X, when Season 7 started, I basically make a new Minecraft YouTube account and I've subbed to all the hermits and I love the series so much. And one day I will have a PC and I want to make a server for my friends and I to play on. I can't wait. Thanks for the inspiration. No problem at all, man. I hope you have a great time playing with your friends. Playing with friends is the best way to play. I do like me some multiplayer, right? Thank you so much for your cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate it. Let's finish this already. Come on. We just got to copy that thing now, right? Pretty sure that's it. So I shall go here and expand 1, expand 1. By the way, when I come to the middle and I copy and rotate, you've got to remember that I'm in the very middle of the build. It doesn't actually matter what height I'm at right now, but the fact that I am rotating from a central point, it's like it's moving around an invisible circle. 180 degrees brings you to the opposite side. And there you go, we now have that done. Beautiful. Cool, alright, and now you get to see the next bit that my imagination has conjured. I already know how it's going to be built. It's going to... Well, there's actually 2 ways we could do this. We could put what I'm building right now on the inside or the outside. If I put it on the outside, it becomes pretty much the same shape, which is fine. But if I do it this way, it's going to shrink the shape a little bit, so to speak. Hashtag shrink the shape. I do not need to select another block for this next part because I know how to use World Edit. Even when World Edit is funky, I know how to use it. Okay, check this out. New command. Bone _ block. There you go. That looks like a towel I could see in the jungle. It's massive. It's massive. I've made it way too big. I could see that. I could see that in the jungle. You know? Right, we've got Carrot Kavat here for 5 months saying, how do you edit audio in your videos and live streams? It sounds really good. Love your builds. Well, in my videos that I make and in my audio on the live stream, you know, it's all thanks to this super cheap janky headset called the Logitech G330. Now out of print, but I don't use no fancy microphones. It's just this. What I do have though is thanks to my Go XLR is the ability to do really cool things like
this. Oh, what does that sound like? I have no idea actually.
Anyway, This thing has a mild compressor, noise gate, slight EQ adjusted on it. If you're listening to audio on the Asuma Says channel, that's all done by Adam, who's an audio engineer, so he gives it the full treatment on the audio. The Odd Potato is here for the Amazon Prime subscription. Thank you ever so much, appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully that answered your question, by the way. Correct. Ranklord123 is here with the cheers and the bits, and if you don't mind me asking, what GCSEs or O-levels did you do? As in the choice options or levels? Not a lot. I kind of missed a lot of that. So yeah, I don't even know really. Daste, by the way, thank you for the cheers and bits. Daste745 is here for 2 months. And we've got Anita, 520T. Where is I Love Cats? Saying, hello X, hope you're staying safe. Not sure whether I Love Cats is, but I'm sure I would sub before him. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Where is Cats? Anita, thank you so much for 47 months of support. I do not accept that you are subscribing without Cats. What is going on? Did Twitch break? Where is the one we call Cats? I hope Cats is doing well. I really do. Cats is a great guy. And, yeah, I'm not sure where he's currently at. I know, like, he's the... Well, I don't know what I should actually say. I don't know what Cats puts out there in the opening. So, I know his situation, but also now it's like situation plus COVID. All this... Oh, don't talk about COVID. I'm not going to talk about it, peeps. We're not here to talk about that. Let's put in the walls on the grey concrete. Not today, anyway. I talk about it from time to time, but not today. You know, I feel like we need at least that. Maybe once again. And then something else in the middle here. And obviously you could see this coming in and giving it a little bit of that. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. The real thing, though, the real thing we need to do, okay. Give me a number between potatoes and yellow on a scale of monkeys to bananas. Okay, that was me attempting to be funny. And as I said every word of that, I'm like, you're the dorkiest dork in all of Dorking Land. Well, chat, like, little chat, in my mind, I was still going to look at chat and understand what y'all are saying, but, you know, dubstep, apparently. Dubstep is the rating. In all seriousness, on a scale of 1 to 2, what would you rate this? Sorry, 1 to 2, it's a very limited range, isn't it? Well, then you can use decimal places. And think about that. You thought it was nothing. 1 or 2? No. What about 1.5? What about 1.4? What about 1.41? You know? It's a great rating system. Once again, I've just made chat very undecipherable for myself. I've got no idea what anyone thinks. There's just a lot of numbers. Just a lot of numbers and decimal places. I feel confused. Let's try fractions. Let's try percentages. Surely we'll come up with something. What's your favourite prime number? That's not even a rating. That's just a favourite... What am I saying? That's just a favourite prime number. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, ignore me. I clearly don't know what I'm doing anymore, do I? So yeah, the top of the... Hey, look at this thing over here. This is developing. Ooh, and then going in for like a staggered central section. That's cool. This is very interesting. I like the idea of just building, like, if that were like mirrored on both sides, I like the idea of it just being like a gateway or like some sort of crystal thing just out there in the jungle. By the way, has anyone been building further down here? If you're part of the LPMT community, you can come to my plot and you can do some building, tower designs, all that stuff whenever you like. I might do this again sometime because this was a cool little project to build a tower. Now the top, I feel like it needs more work, is the thing. And I'm just going to go with the raw instinct, okay? You'll see what I mean and why I'm like not so sure about this, but let's set that to 0, okay? And then we're going to come along, do a bunch of this, except it's not very good. That's not very good either, apparently. Let's go do that on the other side. What about a landing pad? I don't, you know, what I've avoided doing with my towers so far is putting any kind of like particular storytelling detail on it. Like, I feel like if I put a landing pad on one, then that's part of like a bigger story, and you have to be able to tell that story with the build. So what have I done here? So I've tried to keep the story of my towers relatively simple. That's not right. What? Oh, what's going on? I hope that hasn't messed up anything else. Like, you need World Edit to be reliable. That was... I mean, what did I actually do there? Did I... Maybe I typed in the command wrong or something? It doesn't matter. No point figuring it out. Okay, so we shall now use the walls. And you can see where this is going, right? So from down here, you don't really see it. Well, you kind of do a little bit. I'm wondering if it's worth changing the whole colour of that bit. In fact, what I'm going to do is replace grey concrete with that stuff. I mean, I don't know. Kind of works. Feels like a bit of a cop-out. I also feel like maybe we should maybe chip away a few blocks here. Not much, but I feel like it just takes the edge off that shape a bit. Actually, I'll probably make it go down to about there. Hey, we got Kazfu in chat. Kaz says, this just keeps giving me Portal Turret vibes, or Virus Head. Not mad though. I don't know what either of those things are. Also, we've got Keo Plays for 2 months. Thank you for resubscribing, Keo. Appreciate it. Build a crystal. Now, I've already done the crystal on top thing, right? Yeah, it's not great, but I think that works. I also think we need to change something at the bottom. Let's stack that by 9, and now by 11, and then by 12, and it reaches the ground. There is not too much more we could do here, is there? Oh, didn't want to do that, did we? There we go. That's pretty much it. The only thing is, if I fly around with my Elytra, I do feel like the top doesn't do or say very much, does it? Maybe Maybe we put a bunch of honey and glowstone over here. Actually, what will be easier is just... set the glowstone, then put the honey in. Not bad. Hey, we got a donation here. Noise in the ear from Shiatan. Saying, on a scale of 1 to 2, and from Monkey Banana, I'll rate this 11 out of 10, but you should add more monkeys. There is a distinct lack of monkeys in this build, isn't there? Dude, thank you so much for your donation, man. I appreciate it. Sounds like you like the building, which is good. It's good. I think maybe embracing the height of this tower might be smarter here. Let's actually play around with the top area a bit more. Every time I look at it, it does feel like a bit of a cop-out. So let's go, not stack, but expand, you know, 10 and then like that, so it's all gone. Let's bring back some white. I'm just thinking in my mind like an aerial thing pointing upwards, perhaps. But I'm not too good at creating details and stuff. Try black concrete. That's not part of our build palette though. I like to stick to the build palette. Put an emerald on top. Could look really cool. An emerald, like, gem would look amazing up there, wouldn't it? I mean, if this was a villager trading town, it would be perfect for it. Hey, what are we going to do up here? I find myself just a little stumped at the moment. Like, I need somewhere to go with this. The problem is, the design down here will lead us to something symmetrical up top. Yeah, I'm kind of getting this feeling like we've kind of overplayed that, perhaps. Good way of putting it. Try using less grey concrete at the top. Well, the grey concrete is like a big part of the design of the whole thing, really. Maybe that's what we need to do, actually. Maybe we need to embrace... I think maybe I'm a bit stumped, and that's like... Sometimes you go really far in with the creative stuff and then you just like hit a wall. I think the problem with that is that it just breaks too much, and I don't want to keep that thing going. I think what I was doing a minute ago actually kind of makes sense, right? So something like that. And let's go... How many blocks is that? 4 and then 3. So if I do that, I think that means it shares that each time. And then that could actually leave us with space for this here in the middle. Right, I'm seeing where this can go. I'm seeing where this can go. Doesn't break any of the rules on how I like to place down blocks, you know, because I don't like to put two colours side by side. There always needs to be like some dimensional difference between them, which sounds fancy, but it's not really. But it's also true. It's like a dimensional difference. Love this bit of the song. I'm really digging the music right now. I'm hearing some extra sounds that are like kind of missing on the lower quality versions from the original. Bit of a booming riff going on there. BSG1553YT is here with the subscription, and so is BotTap YT. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. Hope you're both enjoying the streams. Right, this allows us to now, and then we can like carve the shape up a little bit now. So you can kind of see it's too tall, but oh, 4 blocks, yeah, that's right. Whoopsie. There we go. Actually, need to get rid of that as well, don't I? I kind of like that shape. This can continue coming up. So that's higher for now, I guess. That was 1 block too high. Cool, then in order to do all of this, we're going to potentially see this thing fail, right? We're going to stand right here, and you're going to see it in action, basically. I'll go a little bit higher. Copy. Rotate. Paste. Oh wait, I didn't... Derp. Rotate 90. Paste. Rotate 90. Paste. Oh, there you go. That's quite a nice top for it, actually. That's turned out pretty good. You know what I could do as well? I mean, this is like a detail no one's going to notice, but I could have that go across there, and that would still sort of fit with my rules, but I'm not going to do that. There's no need for it. Look at everyone else's builds, someone is requesting in chat. Let's now put in a wall. And then like and then that. That's pretty good. That's pretty antennae right there. That's pretty antennae. That's the icing on the cake. I think it does need a slight adjustment. Okay, let's. It's got to be more than that, right? Oh, good God! Oh, this world edit is broken. I'm just gonna do this manually. All right, it's broken. Broken world edit. Totally broken. I don't even know what any of that was about right there. That's a really good point, actually. Like, I rely on undo, and undo is not working, so I must keep that in mind. Here's what I want to do. That goes up by 1, 2, and 3 now. Then I think what I want to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I like the idea of getting a little bit lighter. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze and just... Yeah, there we go. Right. That was 5. Actually, I'm probably going to be taking the mick a bit here. 3 of those. 2, 1, and then bam. I think it could actually do it being a bit bigger. So we'll put 1 more there. 2 more there. I feel like that could be adjusted further. Let's count it all again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then let's have 1, 2, 3 like that, and then 2. And there isn't a 1. That's really nice. There you go. I think that's tower complete right there. Now, what do you think of that? Reminiscent of the Empire State Building. Cool. Megalomaniac is here for 3 months saying, love all the content you put in out. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. Peeps in chat like it. That's awesome. Calaman is here with the Prime. Henkel Max is here for 28 months. Thank you ever so much, dude. Incredible. 28 months right there. I see a bit of a jungle tree over there. Just putting it nearby to like check it out, I'm guessing. That's very interesting. This, I'm going to claim this plot. No one's built on it. This is going to actually tie into what I was going to do if we had a little bit of leftover time, which we do. We've got more time, peeps. So I'd also built a mini town. When I say mini, I mean more like a thing that just goes and sits in the world, right? And doesn't have much of an obvious purpose. But I want to, down in the open areas between the jungles, I kind of want to make some buildings that are just sort of there. Like small buildings. And this right here, this is sign, isn't it? Yeah, that's correct. That shape is rather large, you see, and I'm just wondering, what is the small... Whoa. Whoa. What is the smallest size we can scale this down to? And keep that very B hexagon feel. Kind of think like that maybe might be the smallest. Might not be big enough though. Almost works. Now if we count the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's like 5 divots. We got 3. So very quickly does it scale up to something a similar size to that is the other thing. Let's just come over to this space though and mess about with that idea. So let's say it's 3 there. Then it has to be like this. So that looks kind of ugly to me. That scale there is probably pretty good. And then this is probably pretty good for as small as you can get. So let's say we just mess around with this one for now. So the structure itself is actually behind. It's the white block. And when we come up here, here's where it will be interesting. So we always want to have white block around it. That's the way I kind of build, right? So the next thing can start here. And then we've got to have that 2-block gap there. See, that's the thing that messes it up. Maybe what I should do is put it here. That's going to be a bit more like overlappable because now the next one is going to come up here. And it's going to be in line with that. Which means we get this like 3-block gap. And I like that because it goes from 1 to 3. It keeps those odds in there. I could see us building something like this, like a little tower with just some honey storage in it. That's what it needs to look like, a little honey vat. This could be like a little build project, you know, we just turn up in the jungle, find a little bit of space, and put together something cool. Now, where we got this big white wall here, I think it might be cool. Let's get a bit more of this built quickly. I think we're going to use some world edit here. And let's get some more white concrete blocks around here. Don't need too many more. The thing is, we're going to end up with these like big empty slates of unused space. And it's how we deal with that that's going to make this build work. And I do think if we were going to actually build this, I would want at least 5. You know, these walls being bare are a little bit of a problem. Let's go grab, before we go any further. Why is it? Oh my god! Now I know why I get so confused. It's grey with an A. It's actually, look at that. It's grey concrete. It's both A and E. I'm always like going into world edit and being like, I swore it was with an E. It's with an A. Okay, I remember it's A. And then the next time I'm like searching, I'm like, oh, it's with an E. Like what? And it just, every time I've been building, I've felt like I've gone slightly mad. And now I know why. I wasn't going slightly mad. It has both of them. Why? Why do you do this to me, Minecraft? You're just trying to make X look like a derp. The conspiracy is real. Mojang developers, hashtag exposed. Trying to make derpy Minecrafter look derpier. Jeez, how could they? How could they treat me like this? This is a nice way to deal with this space. Adds a bit of depth, and then we take advantage of that depth. So now I think we are capable of stacking this up a little bit. But how? I think here is where we start. Okay, we're going to take that, and then we're going to go here. I'm going to put a little notch that I stand on at the side, right? I'm going to copy that, and I want it to appear again there, so there. Okay, so I copy here, and I paste there. Nice, that worked. That worked. Brilliant. Okay, now let's see if we can go from here up to there. Back by 1, even. And I want to rotate this and then paste it. 90 will go that way. So I think I want to rotate it. Oh, we don't have access to undo. Okay, so I need to think this next little edit through. And we've actually run out of our time, but I can spend a little bit more time here. I'm going to goof this up, I know it. Right, we have to pray that undo works. So I think I then stand here and paste. Oh, well, I got it right. But I forgot to expand the region. And that actually shows you that what we want to do here is kind of possible, right? With exception to maybe the way that some of these elements overlap. We just... I could have swore I selected that properly with this added area at the front, but obviously I didn't, I guess. Then again, world edit's been dodgy. Okay, so how does it become seamless here? So the problem looks to be, perhaps, or maybe we do that. But then again, what if that was that material? Would it then have an even more seamless feel to it? Because all of a sudden it looks like the vat's got depth. Actually, that's really quite cool. I think there's something to that. I think there's something to that right there. One place it might trip up a little bit is down the bottom here. Because that depth, that idea that it goes back and it's deeper, will be kind of lost. Here's the thing though. We've got the doorway here. And we're probably going to have glowstone there. So we can actually fill in all of this. And, you know, we can actually build a room where you don't see the glowstone. Therefore, we can keep a lot of consistency. I think that might work. Look, because that can... You know, you'd be looking at doing that. You know, there might be something to this. There might be something to this. I also really like the idea of maybe this thing being slanted. Like, what if we had stacked them in a way where the tower ends up leaning? That is some cool stuff right there. Some cool ideas. And to all of my LPMT peeps, if you want to come onto this plot and claim a square and do some building, as you can see, I broke my own rules, but the general idea is to just leave enough space to build something inside of it. I think I've probably made the square too big. Yeah, and if there's some really cool tower designs, I might go and build them on Hermitcraft, but we'll see. I'm going to be incredibly fussy. Stuff like this might be really cool. This right here reminds me of the silo that I built. So if this ended up being like a small little thing, in fact, small things, you know, I haven't really done a lot with myself yet, so that might be a cool way for us to like collaborate by building little smaller things to go in the world down below. Anyway. Big thanks to Striker537 for 16 months of support. That is incredible. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it. Appreciate it ever so much. Let's now go ahead and run a raid. Also hit the follow button before you go anywhere today, peeps. We're going to pick out a random small Minecraft channel. Someone with less than 100 views. In fact, let's go real deep today. Let's go less than 50. Let's go less than 30. Let's try and find someone who's got, you know, next to no viewers and give them a helping hand. This is also tricky for me because I have to find someone who appears to be streaming English. Okay, I'm going to send you to Mr. Fearless. And I don't know who they are. But this is just the way that we support random channels in the Minecraft community. It's the way we support the Minecraft community. So yeah, we're going to raid Mr. Fearless. And thank you everyone ever so much for tuning in today. It is appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you to all of my patrons. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated, and cheered. This will be uploaded to my second channel. And right now you can hit the raid button in chat. We've got that raid going. So yeah, thank you everyone. I appreciate it and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.